Got it.
We are preparing to go live.
We are live.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Says meeting is now streaming live on YouTube. We are rolling.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to High Vibes Up on Wednesday, April the 12th, 2023. We are excited and happy to be here to co-host on behalf of Kid and Candy to support the show, to support this channel, and to keep everybody connected and to support each other through this whole journey. We are excited. We have a lot of information to share with you today. My lovely sister Diane, my co-host partner here, is phenomenal at doing research on different things that she kind of gets downloads on, or she allows this information to kind of drop on her lap, and then all of a sudden there's a spark of inspiration to look into it. She's just an absolutely phenomenal person to do the research. So without further ado, let's bring on Diane. Welcome, Diane.
Hey, everybody. I know we just have a couple of people on right now, so we're going to wait for a few people to come on live, so they don't miss anything, but you can also rewatch this later. I want to give an update on Kid. Firstly, I want to thank everyone who has been donating towards him. You can still donate for Kid's treatment on, where did I write that down? What's the link? Linktree. Linktree. You could still donate for his services that he's getting done, that helps him heal his lungs and heal his body. And we so appreciate every one of you that has lent your love to him in any way you are possibly able. Prayers, thoughts, giggling at his giggle. We love his giggle. We miss it so much. So we're going to wait for a few more people to get live on here. Oh, awesome. We're seeing that's growing. Hi, everybody. And I'm going to try and watch the live stream just in case anybody has any questions for us. And so we want to report that Kid is doing much better than he was last week. He is feeling much stronger than he was last week. So keep the prayers, keep the high vibes. Keep sending him love and light and peace, and whatever it is you're doing is working. So thank you. We appreciate it.
It's very exciting to see his progress. It's very exciting to, can you hear me okay? Does it sound okay?
Yeah. When you're closer to the mic, I could hear you a little bit better.
Oh, okay.
Back, I can't hear you so much.
All right. Let's do the sound test. Is this better? Can you hear me okay? All right.
I know I'm a big loud mouth, so I do apologize. I'll try to speak up. You lean forward.
I'll try to speak up. There you go. But it's such an honor and a pleasure to be here co-hosting with you, and the wealth of knowledge and the research that you bring forward for everybody's awareness. It is so inspiring, and the times that we're going through, the shifts that we're going through right now, everybody's feeling it on different levels. And we are all looking for that natural supplement, that natural solution to our well-being. You know, it's almost like, what can we do to better ourselves, our health, mentally, physically, spiritually, and also uplift our vibrations, right? And we do that
environment.
Yes, and we do that much better when we're supporting each other, connecting, because when we send out messages to the universe and we're looking for answers, believe me, we're getting answers. Whether it's through you, whether it's through Candi, whether it's through anybody else, there's always that message. And sometimes we feel, should I pay attention to that? Or should I ignore it? And if you really tap into that, if it's calling you to do something about it, to try it, there's a sign right there that you need to pay attention to, because your body's asking for it, or you need to look into it further. because there is something there for everybody to learn from. Maybe it's there to help somebody else out, right? So again, these signs are key. And today, I'm going to just, first of all, ask you, I know you went to the dentist yesterday, and I want to know how you're doing. You had an going on?
Yeah, I had a cap put on my tooth probably 30 years ago. One of my favorite restaurants in Belmont Shore when I lived down there, in Long Beach, if anybody's familiar. The owner knew me because, I was there once or twice a week, having tacos. It was Mexican food restaurant. I loved it. And he's coming up to me to say hi. And I literally bit into this taco and went, and then like blood, it fractured my tooth right there as he's watching. So he sends me to his dentist. They put a cap on it. Everything's good. It's not bothered me until like 3 weeks ago. So it was bugging me. So I go to my dentist, and, my dentist, I freak him out. So the last time he worked on me, every time he gave me a shot, I'm like, I can feel that. I can feel that. And he's like, how can you feel that? And I'm like, just like if I were to reach around and squeeze something of yours, I'm thinking you'll feel it, right? And he's like, you shouldn't be able to feel that. And I'm like, I'm not messing with you, dude. So of course, anything that goes on with me, he sends me to the surgeon, right? So fortunately, I'm not a big dentist visitor. And, I do my best to take care of my entire body, including my teeth. So I'm like, this thing is bugging me right here, that second to the last tooth right here, bugging. So I go to the surgeon who I'd been to once before a few years back. And he was amazing, just literally root canal, whoop, whoop, zip, zip, up, wham, done. Oh my God, I go in this time. He spends about 5 minutes. Yeah, I know. I'm going there. He spends about 5 minutes shooting my gun all around the tooth, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, I could feel my face sliding off of my skull, but I could still feel the needle in my gums. So he goes to start something, and I'm like, no, I got this thing in my mouth, this thing, so I can't, but, I'm like, no, time, I'm not letting him near me. I could still feel that.
Yeah.
And he's like, how could you still feel that? And I'm like, I don't know. You tell me, just, you're the magic man, make it stop. Right. So anyway, he goes and, literally we spent about 15 minutes in total, 3 different tries trying to numb my mouth. So finally, I could see him, I'm sorry, this is terrible talk. Anyway, so I'm probably, people are dropping, like flies right now because they don't want to hear dentist talk. So anyway, we go through this whole thing like an hour and a half, and, he's trying to do the root canal, and then, we're going to put a cap back on. And after an hour and a half, he says, well, we're going to need you to come back. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? And he says, well, you have like rocks in there, and I can't get through to the root. Rocks? And he says, yeah, they're kind of like crystals in your, and I've never seen this before. And I'm like, okay, so I leave. And then I tell you this, and you're like, and then you have this response, which I thought of, but I didn't,
Yeah, I think my response was hearing your story earlier today about crystals in your teeth. Now, for that, I think all the wonderful products that you're using, your body is doing something phenomenal. The crystalline body, you look phenomenal with all the items that you're using, and they're all natural supplements. And, one thing I wanted to say, like a disclaimer, was, we're not doctors.
Nope.
We're not physicians of any kind, but, when we do a little bit of research, it's for everybody's benefit because it's a natural supplement. And having a natural supplement that will enhance a body's journey. What is that you're drinking?
Oh, Yeah, we'll get into that in a second. You know,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
we're not medical doctors. We're not giving medical advice. We are just going over some research that we happen to fall upon. Are my teeth blue? Okay. Hopefully not.
No, no.
We'll be talking about the blue water in a second.
Oh, it's not the kids' drink that turn your mouth blue or anything like that.
No
Oh, awesome.
sugar, no stuff like that. This stuff is quite amazing, and I probably won't be able to say the name of it. It's
That's
very cheap.
mm-hmm.
Find it on Amazon. You
Okay.
can buy yourself a book. You need to get a certain type of this blue stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And um,
So what does it do? And how's it helping you?
well, why don't we just we'll just get into it now then.
Okay, let's
So,
go.
this is the book that, can you read this properly?
Yes.
Is it backwards? Because it's
No,
backwards.
no, it's straightforward. It's legible. It's straightforward to
Okay.
everybody else. Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's it. I'll hold it up again at later on. And you know, there's a bunch of research done here, and based on, having a hot flash, based on the research, you know, the table of contents, you should be able to go on Amazon and look that book up, and we'll call it MB.
Mhm.
M for mother, B for baby, and MB. So obviously it's the first letters of this product. So they have this has actually been the greatest anti-malarial drug ever
Mhm.
discovered.
Amazing.
Fascinating.
Isn't it
Back,
amazing we don't hear about any of
here
this
we
stuff?
are again, back in 1876.
We're back in the 1800s
Discovered.
again. Wow. I think there's a theme going on with that.
Right. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, again.
Yep.
All right, let's try this.
MB could be, according to the research, a virus warrior. According to this research, apparently all ER rooms have this product there for chemical poisoning and overdose, and also for what is that? Goodness gracious, I can't think of it. You know, when you're around the car exhaust all the time, that kind of poisoning.
Okay.
They've been doing studies regarding dementia and Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, MS, cognitive enhancement, depression, autism, pain relief, heart and healthier hearts, the big C, and the M blue battery. And it's quite fascinating how it hits the mitochondria and literally lights it up. And what they were saying in one of their research studies, not mine, one of their research studies in that book, I'm just repeating it, is that they use the infrared and the near infrared saunas or lights. There's actual big lights that you can get and just kind of point at you. Basically, between this lighting the mitochondria up, it acts as a battery, because when you're sick, those batteries are low, 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 low.
Mm-hmm.
And they're finding that the mitochondria in the brain ends up with blue in it. And they use this in medical, or they have used it in medical treatments to test and find out where the blue ends up going, so they could find out what organ it was being sent to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been quite fascinating. So the infrared actually like energizes it, charges it up.
Interesting.
So, you know, I'm conducting my own experiments. So I have an infrared sauna right over here in the corner of my guest room. And I started the MB yesterday. And there's, you know, they have doses of MB for dogs and cats and cows and fish and horses, and everyone.
I love that.
So they have everything out there. And you can look on YouTube. There are tons and tons of YouTube videos on this. And I invite each and every one of you to go and look on YouTube, and I'll show the book again, and I'll show it at the end. So this is just happens to be the one that I got. And
Looks
it's
pretty
the
in
one
depth.
that jumped out at me.
Okay.
And it's like 137 pages. And in the back, there's like 20 pages of references, just tons and tons of medical references in the back of this book.
Incredible.
So it's got some amazing things. This is the one I chose. That doesn't mean this is the one you need to choose. Wow, my camera's kind of, oh, there we
That's
go.
better. That's better.
And yeah, that's the company BPH, and it's 1%. And the USP means pharmaceutical grade. So there's really no instructions on the bottle. You need to find a book or something. There's a chart in here. It's easy to read. I started myself on it, and about 24 hours later, don't be shocked when you see, after you've gone pee, it's kind of blue-green. Yep. So it's getting everywhere. So it's kind of interesting how it starts to go through the body and do its thing. I'm going to get in a little bit more into the research and what it's actually going to do for us. And it's super cheap. Amazon. Let's see.
Yeah.
Or you can call the 800 number on here. 800-443-8465. And they were also stating, well, goodness gracious, they were also stating that it has, they specifically used the word in some of the videos, redox capabilities. So, this might be a great option for you guys. Your teeth do turn a little blue. You can brush it off. It's not a big deal. Your tongue will get a little blue. Mine's not. This is only 1 drop. So this is like a quart, and that's 1 drop.
That's quite concentrated.
Yeah, I was just gonna, let's conduct another little experiment while we're here live, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm
so what are we
try
going to do?
not to spill it on myself or anything else, because this is something they use to dye clothes as well.
Oh, that's a neat idea.
1
Another
drop.
natural use. Yeah.
And so this is 1 drop, and you could see it in there. It's got some funky little things, and we'll just shake it up. I managed not to get it on me. So that's it.
I have a question though.
Yes,
you mentioned that it has redox components in there.
It said that in one of the videos I was listening to. So
Okay.
I think that's the one I sent to you and Candi to watch. And if we look back on this, then we could list it in the show notes so other people can go and look at it.
Okay.
Some of the videos are like 5 minutes, and then there's people that are doing deep dive research on this stuff. That's fascinating. It is fascinating.
So
I'm super excited by it. I think the capabilities of this, my opinion only. I'm not a doctor. I don't prescribe anything. I'm not prescribing anything. I'm just saying that there's some research and some interesting things out there that we're unaware of. So that's why we're bringing it here to you. This is what we're all about. Family shares things. Family doesn't keep things away from each other. We try and help and support and keep each other safe and healthy. So there is a safety about this product that you must understand. You don't just get it and just start putting drops in. You need to do your own research and find a protocol that seems appropriate for you. So, we can't say that enough. And, it's unfortunate that we have to say you have to do your own research, but basically because of, where we're at this time in our history, that's what we're left with. So read between the lines and you know exactly what I'm talking about, but you do definitely need to look for the protocol and how to start doing this.
I think
if
this
you so
is
choose to.
just amazing. And, you're like a tuning fork, you know. When you start vibrating, you start bringing in all these fascinating things. And I want to share something you'd shared with me a while back that I started using, that
Oh,
I feel it balances your glands.
what?
The Luzos, I can't remember the full name that you
Oh, the
use.
Lugel's iodine.
Iodine, that's it.
Love
So
Lugel's iodine.
it was awesome. So how these things come to you and how in depth you look at things and how they vibrate. I just love that. I love that because you know what? It's just opening another door. It's opening another avenue to say, hey, there are options. And isn't it interesting how the 1800s are resonating? And I feel like everybody's trying to go back to that original natural source of healing, because the systems that we feel are less supportive of the natural healing. We have to look at alternatives. We have to look at what is my avenue, what's going to work. How can I research more and find what suits me and works for my body?
We
And
have to take control of our own health.
I
We
agree.
can't let some stranger do it that's not even reading your chart.
Things have
When they
changed.
walk in, they don't even know your damn name.
And that's true. And I think the relationship we've had in the past has changed greatly to how the communities are coming together to support each other, how everybody's coming together to support each other because we care, we're compassionate beings, we've experienced a lot. And radical changes, drastic changes have happened in our lives to kind of really wake us and shake us to say, okay, you've got to really look at the next level where we're headed and what is life all about? How are we going to only not look after ourselves, but how we're going to look after our families, how we're going to look after our children, the future generations, things and the knowledge that is coming forward for us to share with everybody is going to be the lifeline, is going to be a solution long term, because we're moving into the different levels of awareness and consciousness rising, energies, vibrations increasing in all of us. And I think over the past week, we've experienced some real intense energies kind of waking and shaking us in the body. I've certainly felt it over the last few days. It's been pretty intense. And it's like, okay, how can I stabilize the change in my body, the increased vibrations that are trying to shake off the old and bring in the new? And it's about embracing that. And it's about allowing the time and be patient. And it's the patience that we have and the time that we're given now to do the research, to bring forward the natural remedies that are available to us if we look and just be a little bit patient. There's no quick remedy, but there is definitely a healing process in everything that you do. There is a journey in embracing the healing journey. And that takes time. Divine timing and healing, they go together because nothing is instant. If you plant something, you can't expect it to grow right away. Seed has to ferment, it has to grow, it starts building its roots. So it's all the process that nature provides for us, that we must allow that time for things to take their course, and then you feel the difference and you feel the change.
Sometimes when real quick, I just want to say, hey, Tony, from Surrey, England, he's watching. Awesome. Share and like. Sometimes something crosses my path, or I just hear something and it just keeps resonating in my ear. The person that mentioned this it was just in a conversation, and it was like, excuse me, what is this all about? What is this thing? There's something here. I can feel it. I could smell it. I could taste it. This is something. And, I couldn't look it up fast enough because I knew when I heard it, this is something. And you know what? We know these things. Things come in our path for a reason. And when they come into our path, we get the opportunity to stop and either absorb it, feel what the frequency of it is, or the vibration, or whatever it is you call it. I don't care. Does that feel good, feel bad, whatever? And, either take it, write it down, do some research, find out more, ask somebody, do something with it, because the universe is putting it in your path for a reason. And if you just simply ignore it, it's going to start ignoring you. So we don't want the universe ignoring us. The universe gives us what we put in it, and whatever we put into it, it's going to put in our path. It's going to put in our sphere. It's going to put in our frequency. Whatever word you want to use, I don't really care, because everybody has their own way of making this work in their brain, right? How to work this out. And, it's fascinating. And that's how things have come across to me my whole entire life. I mean, I've literally walked into bookstores and a book has literally jumped off the shelf and landed on my foot. It's like, okay, you can't really ignore that. There was nobody behind the shelf. It was a wall, So it's like, okay, I can't, did that actually just happen? That's freaked me out. When I was younger, because nobody spoke about these things. I mean, I had one friend that I could tell about it. And she's like, that's cool. Everybody else would have thought I was a nut. People think I'm a nut anyway, but whatever. We're having fun here.
We're a family of mixed nuts.
Conversation.
Yeah. And I love that, because you know what? Just having healthy conversations, it's almost like putting life into your soul, because we're all connecting with the heart. And when you connect with the heart center, you feel the love and compassion. You feel the connection. You grow from that. And this is what it's about. It's the high vibes up. It's bringing it forward. It's reaching out, touching hearts. And we have a purpose. And we have this whole opportunity to be in service. And I love that. And I feel honored and blessed. And I feel, what can I do to help humanity? What can I do to make your day better? What can I do to see that you're in good health?
You could have come over to my house and made us dinner.
All right, fine.
You could have made my day better.
I'll cook for you all day if I have to. I love cooking, man. I think it's a blessing to cook and serve people. And
Me too.
I love doing that. There is so much sitting around that table, sharing food, I think is the biggest blessing that we've been given. Because, just going back to the mother's kitchen, for example, why does it taste good? Because mother's cooking, there's a lot of love in that. Absolutely. So everything you do, if you put love into it, you'll get great results. When you're scurrying about and doing it super, super fast is, even if you're doing it that way and you're kind of like, damn, I'm pressed for time. I got to get this, got to get that. As soon as you just like stop for a moment, go, oh, that's going to smell so damn good. That is going to be so good when it's done in that Instapot. I love that Instapot. But isn't it about just about taking a breath, just stopping and just breathe and just take a moment? Okay. So here's one thing that I'd like to talk about. Yeah. Anybody on this call? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tony. Hi. Good. You're smiling. Love it. It has seemed to have, or whatever the hell it is, right? Mm-hmm. Life outside my doors and inside my doors in the last 24, 48 hours has sped up like, I can't even tell you. Wow. I can't even tell you how fast. And it's like, okay, I'm taking this, in a different frequency than, concentration than these 2 drops, gave me great energy. Then I do the NutraSwish, another great energy. So I'm thinking, am I just running around like a nut because I got all this energy that my body just has not been used to having? Or is it actually speeding up out there? Any comments on this would be great. We're going to ask our audience too, Kid and Candy's audience. We want you to participate in this. So if there is something that you would like us to do, have a conversation about, or possibly do a little bit of research on, if it's, some of the stuff like we've been talking about like this here, because I don't want to say the words. So we're just going to hold this up and we call it MB. And,
if you have some things that you would like us to, do a deep dive on, we would be more than happy to do that. And we do have some guests coming in the next several weeks as well. So you're not just stuck with the two of us. And, let us know. Let us know what you're interested in. Let us know if you've had any results from these amazing products up here, the ASEA and the Numi. Love them. I love them. These are Lifeline products. And I am discovering that this is too. Okay, so we'll be reporting more on this. I am currently conducting studies, experiments on myself, and anyone else that'll let me, right?
Yeah. So, love your findings. I love the fact that you try these things and we see great results. You look fabulous. You were at the dentist yesterday, and look at you today. There's no pain. Okay. You're glowing. Mm-hmm.
So I got to say, last night, from 15 minutes of shots around one tooth, I was in agony, right? And it was from the shots. It wasn't from my damn tooth. It was from the shots. They sent me home with this, bottle full of whatever the hell is it? What is it? Tylenol, codeine, something mixed. And I thought, I'll just take a half of one. And literally the pain was going up my eye. And I was like, oh my God, somebody just shoot me, right? And still I have like some swelling on my face. Eating earlier, opening my mouth up big enough to put the bite that I thought I wanted to have in my mouth. Clearly I needed to readjust the size of the bite because I was not, I'm like, oh my God, that hurt. But, when you were saying, sometimes you just, need to have fun, you can always go to the dentist and see if he could find crystals in your teeth.
I find that fascinating, man.
That's a trip, right?
I want to see those crystals.
That's what I'm like, well, I wanted to see him and he goes, no, they're in there. I couldn't get them out. And I'm like, so that's why you can't find the roots in my teeth to get the, finish the root canal because the roots are now crystal.
That's beautiful.
Or he said they were rock-like. They were rock-like. He really did not want to say the word crystal, and he did. And I said, rocks? What do you mean rocks? And he went, well, kind of like crystals. What?
The question comes up is your tooth is actually rejuvenating itself with whatever you're using. So that's why it's actually repairing itself.
I'm hoping.
Well, if the dentist says he can't get past the crystals and the hard rocks, that means the tooth is healing itself. And that's a clear sign, right?
I've heard I've had rocks in my head before, but I didn't really think it was true.
Those are different kind, but no. Yeah. But no, amazing. Question for you. The products that like Numi and ASEA that we take, this actually complements them too?
This?
Yeah. So because it has the redox mentioned in there. So
well, one person mentioned it in the video. So I would imagine unless somebody knows about ASEA, they, that most people haven't heard the word redox unless they're a researcher in the medical. So they haven't heard what a redox molecule is and what it does. But I think it was the one I sent you and Candi that he mentioned that there was a redox.
Okay.
It has redox properties. I think that's what he said. So I didn't do the study on that. I wasn't the first one to say it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not prescribing or saying anything. All I'm doing is repeating another YouTuber who is a doctor said that.
I'll watch those videos you've sent me. Thank you for sending those.
That's why I sent them.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to kind of, deep diving into these things because I think there's so much insight coming forward that's going to really elevate everybody's well-being. And there are solutions for everything.
And that's one of the things I was talking about too, is that things are coming really fast.
Yeah.
And has anybody we got to get well soon to Kid from Tony. Thanks, Tony, for being on here. I really appreciate you participating. We're looking for something that anybody is interested in us talking about, doing a little research on. If you have any ideas, Bumpy Moon, I did do a report on Kid just at the beginning of the live chat, but I'll do it again because it's important. Everyone needs to know that Kid is stronger this week than he was last week. And he's doing quite well. I heard him giggling. That's always a good sign when Kid's giggling. When he's not giggling, that's not a good sign. So Bumpy Moon, thank you so much for asking about Kid. We are keeping our vibes up high. We're trying to keep the family going. I see we have 15 on here on YouTube. And yeah, so we've got 15 on YouTube. Make sure you like, share, and get your friends on here. Oh, good Lord, somebody's calling me. Sorry, I thought I had that on airplane mode. I apologize. So anyway, we are doing some research on some things that we are discovering is interesting.
So one more thing. Mm-hmm.
And this is just 2 drops, folks. This was filled at the top earlier. I've been drinking it. So this is only 2 drops of the MB that we've been talking about. I started personally with 11 drops. I started my mom with 4. I started my dad with 3. That's my personal energy field that I came up with this. There are charts that are put together by other people that have done way more research in this than I have. And there's other doctors out there that have books and manuscripts and even YouTube videos that are stating how you might go about doing this.
I have another question. We talk about time speeding up because
Yes.
I think it is become such that, 1 minute is Monday and the next minute is Friday. And then so where did the time go? It's not just because we're progressing in age, but I think things have sped up quite a bit, like you say. So if that speeding up is taking a toll on the body, then we need to really take care of our bodies a little bit more. We need to kind of pay more attention to what's going on the inside because we can't see that until it's too late. So taking care, preventative measure, and also just, we only see the insides when we go for the x-rays or ultrasounds or something serious comes up. But that maintenance, can you imagine how much difference it would make? Just do the preventative maintenance on the body.
Right.
Because not only is it the body, it's the mind, it's your energy, it's everything. And it's keeping you young, youthful. It's keeping you energized.
And my hair's getting darker.
Oh, you look beautiful. Love your hair.
I know it's getting darker. I'm like, I would love to have my dark brown hair back, just like yours. That is the real color of my hair, people. It is dark brown with a little weird red auburn tint to it. When I met Kid and Candi, my hair was pink because my hair was literally white. You could see over here, well, the sun from outside is over here, so it looks lighter on this side. But this was literally white like the paint on the wall. And my hair was pink when I met them. Yes.
I have another question. You were also fascinated by a research, if I may mention it, is, the frequency of fabric.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I wanted to do more research, and I'm having a little tough time finding some. So anybody that knows of, let me see if I have her name written down here. I'm looking for a book or some papers, basically written by, this woman that, her name is Heidi Yellen, Yellen, like I'm yelling at you. Heidi Yellen, and the person that actually Heidi reported on it. She's the one who did the had the idea for the experiments, but the person that had the machine that actually rubbed across the cloths, her name was Evan Farr, Evanne Farr, Farr. And it's fascinating. So, well, I find it fascinating. Doesn't mean everybody else does, but this is interesting. When you're sleeping on polyester sheets, it's actually taking your energy away. I mean, think about it. When you're wearing yoga pants or spandex or, cotton mix and all this stuff, it's actually pulling your energy from your body. So here's just a mild research that I've done on this. So I haven't gone in depth on it, and I would really like to. It's probably for, those who are interested in whatever they're wearing, because I went and bought 100% true linen sheets. And what linen is made out of is flax. Linen is not cotton, because there's tons of things out there that say 100% linen. And then when you get it, because you think you bought something that's made of flax, it's made of the flax stems, the flowers, all of these fibrous things that's what they make it from. Not the little flax seeds, but they make it from flax. So real true linen is made from flax. And so I bought 100% linen flax sheets for my king size bed. And I was really concerned that they were going to be itchy and scratchy and rough and, okay, so I washed them. I'm not going to put them on unwashed. And so washed them, got it on there. They looked lovely. Oh my God. I got one with no dye on it. So it was all natural flax. And it does have a little bit of a texture that you may not be used to. I mean, I sleep on organic cotton sheets. I sleep on organic bamboo sheets, which the bamboo fibers, I think they're called rayon, but they're organic rayon rather than a synthetic rayon. So they're very, very soft. These are soft, but in a very different way. It is interesting. Now, I'm a former master esthetician, so, I can, drum up something in my kitchen to get rid of a zit in 3 seconds or a wrinkle or whatever. But these sheets, let me tell you, when I woke up the next morning, I don't know if it was the frequency of the sheets, because 100% linen is at the atomic frequency. 100% flax linen is at the frequency of 5,000 megahertz. Now, when you realize that the body, a healthy body, resonates at 100. So I'm getting energized by my sheets. Okay. So, but the next morning when I woke up, it was like my whole entire body was as smooth as a baby's butt. Oh my God, it was great. Yes, I just said that. So organic cotton resonates at 110 megahertz. Inorganic or non-organic cotton resonates at 70. So if a healthy human is resonating at 100, and this cotton that I have on is resonating at 70, it's taking my power.
Yeah.
It's trying to, it's always trying to make like a homeostasis, symphony, basically between me and it and that. And so basically what's happening is it's lowering my frequency, because it's not going to be able to hire this frequency. This is what it is. So it's just only thing it's messing with is me.
Yeah.
So polyester resonates in between 10 and 15 megahertz. And, they're saying a near dead person, whatever the hell that means, what's near dead, resonates at 15. And 15 is also what synthetic polyester, rayon, and silk resonate at. So I'm really curious as to why silk resonates at 15. My only thought is that it's because it is chemically unwound instead of the old-fashioned way that the Japanese used to do it. Take the silkworm, take the cocoon, and then you start to process it, however, I think it was steamy water and some lemon or something like that. I don't remember. And, and you start getting the strands out of it. That possibly can be because of their chemically processing it. I don't know the answer. These are things I want to know the answer to. Hemp also resonates at 5,000 megahertz. Wool also resonates at 5,000 megahertz.
Interesting.
But in the Bible, in the Quran, and several other old documents, they say you do not mix linen, flax linen, with wool. They cancel each other out to a zero.
Wow.
So it's zero. I'm not making symbols, people. I'm just making a zero. Good Lord, right? I've watched enough of these to know. Oh, look what she's doing. Oh my God, look what she did it. Anyway, so basically the wool and the linen put together cancel each other out.
Interesting.
You don't, so you've got a zero field, almost like protection.
Yeah.
So wool by itself, 100% wool, you're good to go. 100% hemp, good to go. 100% linen, good to go. But you're going to find almost everywhere they mix cotton with linen. So it's bringing the frequency of the linen down. And literally going on Amazon and trying to find, I got this, 100% linen outfit today. And I thought, oh, cool, I can't wait. So of course, I got the hanging down tags. I'm sorry, the hanging down tags off of it. And then so I go look on the inside to find the tag to see what the ingredients is. Oh, I'm making you yawn. I saw it. Sorry.
No, I'm not yawning.
Okay. And it says 100% linen cotton.
Yeah. Interesting. So
people are even confused of what the hell linen is. Linen is flax. Cotton's cotton. It could look like linen or have a linen type texture, but that's not what they're saying. 100% linen.
I think we should do another kind of show like this just on fabrics and frequencies, because there's something that I had come across which was based on lotus flower fibers. And as you know,
lotus flower.
Yeah, that's quite high frequency. And the way
Where
they
is
process
that?
I saw something I need to do more research on this before I can.
What's it called?
Lotus flower. So
it's called lotus flower cloth.
Yeah, lotus fibers. So they take the stems of the lotus flower and they start forming the thread from this, and they make that into fabric. So that would be something interesting to look at as to how and where the frequency of lotus flower is, because that's another symbolic flower that's used in spirituality too, if you think about it. Yeah. So let's see how that resonates and where that comes from. And we can definitely do something more in depth on these levels. I think it's key how we consciously live, not only what we put in the body, what we put on the outside of our body to cover ourselves, and how we dress and how we feel, how we sleep. That's all part of conscious living. And that is what's going to really raise our frequencies and elevate us. Because if we're trying to do something on the inside, we all need to start balancing something on the outside too. And, we detox our environments. We clean our spaces to make it feel fresh. So, but if you've got the wrong clothes and the fabrics on your body, it's going to either irritate you. You're not going to feel that $1 million feeling until you start trying different things that really make you feel that you're alive. you feel happy, because being happy and joyous is the purpose of life here, right? And how do we bring that about when we have so much noise around us? How do we cancel that out? And we have to remind ourselves that we have to let go a lot of the stuff, a lot of the noise, and quieten the mind. When you quieten the mind, you start to feel a little bit easy. To enhance that easiness, we're putting goodness into the body. Let's try the next level. What does this clothes feel like? You know, do I feel good in this? You start measuring and feeling it out. Like you say with your bed linen, right? You tried that. How did you sleep the first night or the second night? What difference did you see and feel?
The first night I slept on it was about 2 nights before this last full moon. So I have no idea if it was the frequency of the linen or if it was the, the energies coming from the moon, but I didn't sleep worth a damn the first night. The second night, I had a lot better sleep. My husband had no problem. Zero.
Right.
He's on the pillow. He's gone. Doesn't matter. I'm laying there thinking, okay, I got this, that, and yeah, I know. He's like, how come you just can't fall asleep? I'm like, how do you do it? I don't, tell me what's the secret. And he goes, I
It's
just
a
put my head on
gift.
the pillow, and that's how it works.
It's a
And
gift.
so, it's great. I asked him, so what did you think of the sheets?
Yeah.
And he went, nothing. And I said, so they're okay? Sure. He had no opinion and he didn't notice any difference. And, and that's perfectly fine. Nobody needs to know. He doesn't need to be me. There's not enough room for me in this house anyway. So, having another one of me in here would be really rough for him.
No. You do just fine in what you do. And we thank you for what you do and the service you provide, not only to your family, right, but to everybody else that you're connected to, that you're around. You touch lives, you impact lives for the better. And thank you, because that's part of your purpose and your journey.
Thank you for even noticing. And you're awesome at everything that you do, honey. You are so profound in your speech and so kind and loving, and you notice everything. And I really appreciate that about you.
You're welcome.
And I know that's one of the reasons why Kid and Candi chose you, because somebody needs to calm me down. Somebody needs to calm me down, keep me on track.
You do fine.
We're all good. And you know what? I think if I think we're possibly in closing that if something you're thinking about, how can I do this? How can I do that? What could I get to help with whatever? If you put that truly in your field, and what I mean by that is just feel it and say it.
Yeah.
Something's going to show up. But if you don't notice it, things are going to stop showing up because the universe shows up for you when you show up for the universe. And by you asking for different things, how do I do this? Is there something out there that I could treat the whole family with all this, stuff? And all this stuff shows up, right? And now I got this, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't know what this is, rewind, watch it again, leave a comment. We are looking to see what you all, our family, want us to talk about and also engage our guests with. So we've got several people lined up for the next what is it, like a month? Yeah, we've got several people lined up for us, guests that have been on the show before, guests that have not been on the show before. I got some punk rock friends from, a million years ago that, were relatively famous. I'm sure, if I reached out, I could have a wild man on the show, but, maybe we'll save that for another day.
We have some exciting shows coming up ahead as we co-host. Kid and Candi send a lot of love to all the participants and the viewers. And that is part of this family group. And we really appreciate everybody who supports the channel. Please like, subscribe, and share, because this message needs to be heard by somebody who's looking for answers, somebody who needs help, who's searching. And this is how prayers are answered. And prayers are answered by certain messages that reach somebody in that time that they're looking for something desperately.
Yes.
So on that note, we want to thank everybody. We love you all. We thank you. Come join us. Stay connected, because we're here for you. We're here serving you, and we're serving the High Vibes family. We're all part of this, and we look forward to serving you as we continue our journey into the future. So thank you. Do you have anything more? Are there any questions on the chat?
I'm not. Martin P would be good. I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Love
What
it,
is it saying?
ladies? Enjoyed the live. Oh, thank you, Cameron.
Yeah.
Research nano. Oh, nanosoma. Oh yeah, I take nanosoma too. Oh yeah, I'm jacking myself up every morning. Are you kidding me? I got the nanosoma with the 5 squirts. I got my NutraSwish. I got my Asea throughout the day, and now this stuff. What I do love about all of this is everything is liquid, super simple. It's over like that. Nothing tastes terrible, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read the chat here real quick.
Sure. Okay.
Research nanosoma. I haven't added that up here. Now I'm gonna have to bring that damn bottle out. Now, oh my gosh.
You've started it. You've started
Tony,
it.
Tony is just messing with me here.
What's he saying?
Oh, you're welcome, Tony. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed your input very much. So anytime that you want to come back and revisit the show and put comments in there, we would like to go back, like once or twice a week and answer the comments or whatever, if you have an idea for something that you would personally like to hear about. I've got my mom on CBDs for back pain. She had a terrible back surgery. And for those of you that may or may not know this, my husband and I have moved my parents into our house, and I have retired early, and I am basically caring for them 24/7. One needs more care than the other, and it seems to switch off from day to day. Thank God they both aren't sitting there having a tantrum together. That would be horrible. But anyway, everybody here has a great sense of humor most of the time. And I think that we have to laugh more. And if that's that stupid movie, Blazing Saddles, for heaven's sakes, the fart scene, everybody needs to watch that because it'll give you a giggle. Laughing at what we're facing tears it down to nothing. It gives them zero power. It sucks all the power out of their sails, and we are in for the fight of our lives, people, right now. So that's why we keep coming on here. That's why we keep talking about the things that we talk about. We aren't ignoring the fact that we're in the middle of a spiritual situation right here, and it starts with a W and ends with an R. Yes. Okay, so we are very, very well aware of it. So I want you guys to know that we are your warriors, and we are going to keep us safe and healthy and happy and laugh our stupid butts off every chance we get.
It's all about having fun in the journey and just loving every minute of it. So thank you, everybody. We love you. We'll tune in next time. Have fun. Stay safe and well. Bye for now.
Peace.
Love to you all. Peace. See ya.